To me, it all starts from the top. You'd like to be as fast as possible on the bases. I know from my dad's experience, he was a high school coach for 47 years in the city of St. Louis, of course, in Missouri. And from being around him, he'd always ask me all these questions, and I had to constantly remind him. As a college coach, we have the good fortune of recruiting the guys that we get. So we recruit good arms, good bats, good speed. High school coaches are the ones that develop it. You guys, of course, in most cases, are dealt a certain hand, and that's the hand you got to play. And so you're trying to squeeze as much out of each of these guys as possible, while at the same time, you don't quite have the facilities that maybe we do, and you don't have nearly as much time with the guys that we do. But I do think it would pay off if you could find a way to develop speed, just like you're trying to develop arm strength or any other parts of the game. And one way we try and do that with our guys is just make it a part of the warm up every day. In the old days, you just kind of run on the track 2 or 3 times, touch each pole, and everybody feels like they're good. But now we have a dynamic warm up that our strength coach leads every day. Got a couple videos to show a couple exercises. At some point we can show you, but really now with YouTube and podcasts, all kinds of different visuals, it doesn't take a speed expert or a track coach to accumulate some knowledge to where you can come up with, I want to work on stride length during warm up. So now my guys are not only working on speed work or stride length, but they're also getting their bodies prepared to play. And I know in high school, as much warm up time as possible is good time because the temperatures are rarely ideal till the very end of the year. So that's something we try and do with our guys. Again, from being around my father, there was only one assistant coach he ever had, and that was in the back half or latter half of his career. The other thing about speed work is you can, it doesn't have to be supervised. If you give your guys an idea of what you're looking for, whether it's jump rope, box jumps, a speed ladder is really easy to purchase. That's something you can keep a group of guys active doing while you're coaching some other guys. Again, when I played in high school, it was my dad and that was it. So many of the things we had to do were unsupervised, which can be frustrating as a coach. But, unlike some of the baseball skill set things, I really feel like the speed work stuff is something, rather than having standing around going on, you can keep guys active in addition to making it a part of the warm up. Following my notes, almost every talk I give, and I don't have any kind of sponsorship or deal with a guy named Brian Kane, but Brian Kane is a mental coach. He started from the bottom, I guess, as the rap song goes, and now he's so expensive that we can't even afford him, even though we do reach out to him and keep his advice and his videos as a part of our program for our guys. A quote he always uses is, do a little, a lot, not a lot, a little. So it's kind of like the diet routine. It may be best for guys to eat 5-6 small meals to constantly fuel their body, as opposed to gorging for 2 meals a day. Regardless, we apply that saying that Brian Kane talks about to our base running, and our guys consistently, do a little something literally every day pertaining to speed work. We're just on the first slide of what we're talking about here, of the speed work one. I think we got the defense one pulled up right now that we'll talk about tomorrow. But for our guys, we don't want to gas them out. So it doesn't have to be full throttle speed work. It can be just agilities, or again, that speed ladder, just a little something every day. And if you carve out the time, it becomes a part of the routine, and the guys know it every day. That the seniors that are kind of smart Alex with me, first practice of the year, they'll tell you they could map out the first few things we're going to do. And one of those is always going to be speed work for our position players in particular.